Tastefully Yours was one of the most anticipated K-dramas of May 2025, and after it started to air, it gained a lot of attention all over the world. However, Korean fans aren't that convinced, and the series is flopping in its home country. This show, which airs on Korean TV and can be streamed internationally on Netflix, tells the story of Han Bom-woo, played by Kang Ha-neul. He's the heir of a rich food company who runs the best fine dining restaurant in Seoul, but he actually has no interest in food. While aiming to secure a triple-star rating for his restaurant and win the succession battle in his company, Bom-woo experiences a life-changing meal in a small restaurant without a sign in Jeonju, a city far from Seoul in the southwest of the country. There, he meets the passionate and stubborn chef who runs the restaurant, Mo Yeon-ju, who's obsessed with food taste and is played by Go Min-shi. The show follows the blooming romance between these two characters, who grow together and fall in love despite having completely different philosophies about food. This curious premise attracted the attention of many K-drama fans, but the show was also much anticipated because of its cast and the production team behind it. Ha-neul has recently enjoyed a huge surge in popularity thanks to his appearance in the second season of Squid Game, while Min-shi has been a beloved celebrity for years and has already starred in various successful shows such as Love Alarm and Sweet Home. Netizens were very excited to see this pair become an on-screen couple, and many commented that they would be a perfect combo for a rom-com. Others added that Ha-neul and Min-shi are both trustworthy actors, and the production team deserves praise for coming up with this pairing. Fans were also excited to see other cast members, such as Kim Shin-rock in the role of Jin Myung-suk, the ace of the most popular restaurant in Jeonju, and Yoo Soo-bin, who plays the part of Shin Chun-seong, son of the owner of the same restaurant. Meanwhile, the series also gained attention because it's directed by Park Don-hee, who previously directed the highly praised drama Weak Hero Class 1. Since this is the first mainstream rom-com he has ever directed, many were curious to see how the series would turn out, which added to the excitement. Part of the production team is also Han Joon-hee, who was applauded for his work as a screenwriter and director in the drama DP and its sequel. Also, the recent success of the cooking competition show Culinary Class Wars has brought more attention to the world of restaurants in Korea, and many were sure that Tastefully Yours would also benefit from this trend. While promoting the show, the cast members added even more hype by saying how hard they worked and promising a lovely drama with a warm story, adding that the series would be like a late-night snack to watch before sleeping. Ahead of its TV premiere, the first 2 episodes of Tastefully Yours were aired exclusively at the Jeonju International Film Festival, and the show became the first TV drama to be invited to this prestigious event. The audience gave the series a warm response, and the first episodes were highly praised by those in attendance, increasing the anticipation for its official release. However, the first episode of the show, aired on May 12th, only gained a 1.6% audience share in Korea, which was much lower than expected. The second episode saw a slight increase, but with an audience share of just 2%, Tastefully Yours was only the 4th most watched show in its time slot in Korea. Despite these modest numbers domestically, the show experienced a meteoric rise internationally, and by May 15th, it was already the 2nd most watched show globally on Netflix, even reaching the #1 spot in 23 countries. The next day, its ratings increased even more, and the show topped the chart of the most watched shows on Netflix. This means that among international viewers, Tastefully Yours has overtaken shows that are much more popular in Korea, including Resident Playbook and Weak Hero Class 2. Critics argued that the show was captivating global audiences with its witty writing, authentic chemistry between the leads, and a heartwarming tone that balances humor with emotional moments. Also, the focus on Korean culinary culture might have attracted the attention of countless international fans who want to know more about Korean food. However, the show doesn't simply use food as a background for a romantic story, but every dish carries the weight of personal history, emotions, and reconciliation, and the culinary scenes are directed masterfully. So after seeing that international viewers have been quickly captivated by Tastefully Yours, many netizens started to wonder why the show was instead flopping in its home country. One of the reasons actually doesn't have much to do with the show itself, but it's a result of a wider shift among Korean audiences. Since the K-drama industry started to move more and more to global streaming platforms like Netflix over the past few years, the audience share of cable networks has seen a massive drop as streaming platforms began investing huge amounts of money in the lucrative K-drama industry. Korean production companies have struggled to keep up, and many shows that aired domestically only on TV flopped, even when they had massive budgets. This has resulted in a loss of revenue for many Korean companies, which in turn leads to a lack of promotion of new shows, which fail to attract new viewers. This means that viewership ratings drop even more. So the production companies end up losing money, and the cycle repeats in a worrying loop. The arrival of streaming platforms on the K-drama scene has also resulted in many series shifting their focus to global audiences rather than Korean viewers. Now that K-dramas have become much more international, many Korean netizens feel like their shows have drifted too far from traditional Korean ideals and have become too westernized. So fewer and fewer Korean viewers are interested in seeing a show that is set in Korea but aimed at an international audience. However, this doesn't mean that Tastefully Yours is simply a victim of the circumstances, and the show has actually received a lot of criticism from Korean viewers. One of the most criticized aspects of the series is its plot, which many feel is too outdated and overdone. Even though it has a peculiar twist with its focus on food, the plot of the story is still basically a romance between a rich, arrogant, and spoiled chaebol heir and a common hardworking woman who changes his life. This story has been done countless times in K-dramas, and Korean viewers are just tired of seeing the same plot over and over. Some compared Tastefully Yours to other shows that follow an almost identical plot, arguing that the show feels stale and formulaic. Many other dramas with similar plots have been criticized for the same reason over the past few years, including by international fans. But this time, the unique twist might have been enough to convince global audiences to give this show a chance. Others have instead criticized Neul's character. He plays the typical arrogant chaebol heir who flips between goofy antics and harassing other people, and many feel like this is another overdone trope that should be left in the past. Some criticism was also directed at the chemistry between the leads. While international viewers have almost universally praised it, the reaction of Korean netizens has been more mixed, with some saying that the leads have a solid chemistry and others arguing that they feel awkward together. Instead, another problem is unique to Korean-speaking viewers, since it revolves around the Korean language. As much of the show is set in Jeonju in the Jeolla region, the character played by Min Shi is supposed to speak in the local dialect from this part of the country. She said that she worked hard to learn the Jeolla dialect and has studied the accent meticulously to repeat it in the best possible way. However, it seems like her efforts haven't been enough to convince Korean viewers, and many think that her way of speaking feels unnatural. Others argue that it almost seems like she's speaking a different dialect, and it would have been much better if she just spoke standard Korean instead. All these problems contributed to the disappointing ratings of the first episodes of Tastefully Yours in Korea, and the flop was so bad that viewers didn't even bother to review the show on sites like Rotten Tomatoes, where it still has no rating at all. However, the series can't be regarded as a failure due to its massive international viewership, and many have argued that its success among foreign fans is actually a promising sign for the K-drama industry. In fact, viewers all over the world seem more interested than ever in Korean culture, and more people are willing to watch K-dramas even if they know almost nothing about Korea. Tastefully Yours might have hit the perfect blend of Korean culture and universal themes that can be understood by everyone, captivating foreign fans with different levels of knowledge of the K-drama world and Korea in general. Even though the flop of Tastefully Yours among domestic viewers can't be ignored, other dramas might aim to follow the same formula and aim for global success rather than popularity in Korea. After all, the number of potential international viewers is far higher than that of Korean viewers, and aiming for a global audience might be much more lucrative. Nevertheless, it will be interesting to see whether the global success of Tastefully Yours will convince Korean viewers to give this show a chance, or if the series will keep its low domestic rating as new episodes come out.